we're not going to waste time doing it. But that punch comes from Chun blended together with Chun. So Chun cut in half, blended with the punch, gives you, that's where the punch comes from in Siu Tao. Okay? We're not going to do it because everybody knows how to do it already. But that's where it comes from. Alright? The next one I want to do is something that uses, we already know Tan Cao, and we'll do a lot of things with Tan Cao, so I don't want to do it in the way that you're used to doing it. I want to show you Tan Cao, Hun, Wu. What this can be for. When I do Tan, Hun, Wu, what can that be? I'm going to show you two. The first will be, my opponent grabs my cross hand. He grabs my cross hand like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my hand ball. Why? Look at his wrist now. See his wrist? Nice and straight. When I do that, I'm trying to bend his wrist a little bit. Then I go Tan and Wu. And his hand comes off. Boom, Tan. And it comes off. Try it? Alright? You know, Pak Sao is a block. Everybody knows if the punch comes, Pak Sao, right? Everybody knows you get Pak as a block. Probably facing you like in front of you something. Everybody probably knows you do like that too. If like this. You could track your hands with Pak Sao? Yeah. You all know that one, right? So you can just, like that with Pak. That's pretty, everybody knows that stuff. Maybe the beginners don't, but they're going to learn that. You don't need to take your time in the seminar. So I want to find a Pak Sao. So I use Gan Sao. Everybody already knows Gan Sao, right? From, later on in the form. So when I see the guy, boom, like that, right? Now watch. See? That's this. From Siu Tao. So we hit it with Gan, whoa! And then we bring this up, and we put this on his neck, and we knee him in the face or the body. Okay? You want to break his neck? Should I break his neck?
Yeah, that would be.
Which one? Oh, that means I let him live. Nobody wants me to kill him? Come on. Okay, let's kill him. Let's use Lan Sao to kill him. Right? So we're going to block the thing. Boom. We're going to knee him. And then we're going to use Lan Sao here to break his neck. He'll tell you right now. And I do this. Tan. So I do the Tan here. And then, see how far away he is from me? Watch. Jet Sao gets him right where I want it. And then, of course, if I wanted to, I could do all kinds of things to him. I could choke him. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay? So let's just worry about Tan Jen. So we're going to hit the hand with Tan. We turn it quick, and we pull him real fast. And when we pull him, this hand does, remember Cao Sao? From part 3, Cao, Moi Jia, Chun, Cao. I'm going to use this cow on his shoulder. Ever had a cow on your shoulder before? They're very heavy cows. So you put a cow on his shoulder. So you're going to hit the hip, and then you go. See, Cao Sao is bringing him into my fist. Right? So Cao Da. So it's simple. Tan, Jut, Cow. And then punch. Okay? So here's what Randy does. So I poke him in the eyes. Okay? Don't be careful when you do this. It's very dangerous, so don't be careful. So when he comes in the eyes, right? So I'm going to go view the eyes. Right? I hit him in the eyes. And stab him like this. Right? Boom. Now watch. Just like last time. Alright? For you guys to do on the right. Open, close, pull punch. So I'm going to throw a punch, and Frank will block with Wu Sao. Like this. So he blocked my first punch. There's the punch, open, pull punch, and then punch again. So the way it's going to look is I'm going to go punch, pull punch, punch again. See how he comes to me? Now, normally, traditionally in Wing Chun, most Wing Chun styles, even mine before, would do this. Punch, pull punch, three-trap punch with Gung Sao. And that's pretty typical Wing Chun. But I developed a different way to do it. When I do it, I do this. I punch, pull punch, the same as any Wing Chun. But what I don't do is I don't push Frank away from my punch. After my first punch, what I do is this. And so I hit him not away, but towards me. And I pull his shoulder into this. So it's different from the way most Wing Chun works. I punch, I pull again. 2 pulls. A little different than maybe what you've done before. So I want you to try it. Now, explain open and closed.
Yeah.
And get everyone 2 elbows hidden. We have what's called Paijan, and at the same time we have Songjan. So there's 2 elbows concealed in this movement. So the first technique we're going to do, we'll use both at the same time. We're going to do something that uses both of these movements at the same time. And then I'll do one for this, and I'll do another one for this. The first one, though, we'll use both. So let's get open.
Ouais, essayez-vous.
That good, so many people. Okay, so my opponent gives me a jab. I'm going to block, block, elbow, kick, and then, oh no, I have to use this one. I'm going to go block, block, hit. Then I'm going to knee, and I'm going to bring this behind his back and break it with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Break it. And this is an application for that movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't do this because you'll choke him and break his neck. So, 1 is ball, 2 is lock, 3 is Hun Sao and Hei Jan. Next is Gum Sao, Tai Sat, Jin Gyok, Chum Jan. Remember? In the Chokyu form? That's that one. Chum Jan. Then you grab this and you go. And that's an application for this movement from Chun.
Okay, tu dis une technique qui utilise juste spider.
Okay? 1 of the 2 elbows of this movement. So, this time Mark is going to give me a back fist. Like that. Alright? So Randy's going to use, remember yesterday from the Signum Top form? So we're going to do this. Oh! Like that. We're going to break a little elbow like this. And you see the leverage. Then I'm going to go here and take Mark down. And I land on him with the other elbow, and the same elbow again. So let's see how that works. 1, I go boom like this. Back blocking. Fuksao, Hei Jan, to break his arm. So you have to do it, okay, no, right? Yes. This is a kind of Chin Na, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Then I take this Hun and I put his arm against my chest for leverage. Okay? No. Yes. It's a lever and fulcrum. Leverage. And elbow. See? And I hold this tight. Then when I step behind him, there's a lever and I can push him real easy. But in a real fight, boom! Bam! His head goes into the ground. And then, boom, boom, you can continue with the Tai Jan. And one more time, slow watch. Here. 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 Behind. Bam! In the floor. Okay? After the elbows, we have Fansa, right? Now, we already did today, we did a technique that had this in it, right? We already did one. Remember we did the one that did this? So we already did a Fansa. Also, if you think about it, the technique we just did now, the hooks, 1, 2, look. You see the Fansa happening? Fun Sao led you into the neck break. So we already did our Fun Sao techniques for today. I mean, I could give you 100 more. You know, let's move. So after the Fun Sao, we have Chun Jang. Remember Fun Sao, Chun Jang? Now, we already did one Chun Jang technique. Remember we did the one after we knee, and then we went boom? So we did one Chun Jang technique already. Or Chun Jang could be if you punch and he punches you, like this. So we'll do a different Chun Jang technique now, which will be part of the joint locking lesson for today. Because today's lesson is about Chin Na and joint locks. So let's do a Chun Jang technique, which will lead to a Chin Na motion. So we'll do the side kick stop. Alright, so closed, right. So Mark is going to do a skip side kick at my ribs. He wants to kick my ribs with the skip side kick. So Randy is going to do, remember yesterday from the pole form? Remember the Ding Ji Ma from yesterday? That's part of the Wing Chun pole, the Ping Gun form. So you're going to do that. Right? You're also going to do Chun Jang. So you're going to make a place for his foot, and you're going to go like that. So we're going to accept the kick, wham, on his foot. Then, watch what I do. I use my fat stomach like this to trap his leg. Pull your foot out, Mark. Now, after I hit, boom, I trap his foot, and this hand, watch what it does. Lines up, it drops, lines up. Bong Tan Pao, from Suta Bong Tan Pao. Pausa. Fuxa, Surumta, Fuxa, break his ankle. So, and the breaking is from Surumta Bongtan. Pausa from yesterday, remember the body raising? That's how you break their leg. So, one is Chun Jang. See, it's trapped. Break. Okay? Okay, now, choking. When we choke, we've already done some chokes today, but I want to tell you a little bit more about the choke. Number one, there's two kinds of chokes. There's two types of chokes. French?
Il y a deux types d'étranglement.
One is called an air choke.
Il y en a un qui s'appelle le blocage de l'air.
And one is a blood choke.
Et l'autre c'est le blocage du sang.
Blood chokes are more effective. They make the person go to sleep pretty fast.
Le blocage du sang est plus efficace parce qu'il permet aux gens, à l'adversaire de s'endormir.
Now, we've already done a couple of chokes today. We did the head and arm choke, right? Did we do any other chokes today? Maybe just the head and arm? Oh, we did the leg triangle choke. Okay. So now we're going to do a choke that is both air and blood together.
Donc on va faire un blocage qui fait à la fois sang et air.
Now, when you do a choke against an enemy, the best thing to do is to get your elbow in line with their chin. No. Yes. If possible, line up your elbow with their chin. Why? Because there are two, they're called in English jugular veins. Jugular? Okay. The jugular veins carry the blood to the brain, and they're right here. If you touch it, you can feel it. Now, those are called the jugular veins. And of course, your esophagus is where your air is coming through, breathing air. So blood is here and air is here. So if you do this and your elbow lines up with the chin, you can cut the blood and the air. If you do only this, you only cut the air. But if you can do it like this, you're going to cut the blood and the air. So that's the first thing. That has to line up. The second thing is this. Now, if you do it up here, then you can see the hole is very big for his head. But if you shoot this like that, it's tighter. The tighter, the better, right? If he's very big, you might not be able to, but nobody's neck is bigger than that. Okay? But you get like this, as tight as you can. That's the fulcrum, remember. Then comes behind like this. Now, you bring your elbows together and down. Ready to tap? You didn't tap? You should tap. You get hurt. So it only takes very little time. Okay, just one is enough for you. You come here. One's enough. Now, you elbow under, bicep, head. Ready to tap? Are you ready to tap me?
Il est pas.
Est-ce que tu es prêt? How long did that take? Took very little time, right? Very little time. I'm sorry. But you see, it's a kind of panic, right? You go, oh shit, I'm gonna die. It's a type of panic. You can't breathe. And the blood's stopping to your brain. Now, in a fight, my opponent can tap and I'll go, because I'll just wait till he goes to sleep. Because in a fight, if he taps and you let him go, he's gonna punch you again. Don't, not sport. In a fight, you hold him until he sleeps. About 5 seconds is enough, and he'll go to sleep. So, hold it. Now the key is to put your hands here and drop your elbows. It is not this. It is this and down. Elbows together and down. Okay? And that'll, just like that. Okay, get your partner? Things that nobody saw. Let me do something else. Mario, while I'm looking for a new one, just show Frank's guys the soft choke. Huh?
Yeah. On the ground?
Yes.
Raise the fingers, put your chest, grab the neck, put it on the side and hit him. And if he covers, if he blocks, better for us. So as a defensive, as soon as I try to grab, he recognizes his move, then he will pause our motion against his elbow, slips out. Slips out. And sometimes, because he's naked, you also are very tight, you can spike. He has to make it wet. It's more easier to get out of this. Then you can do the hook breath, like this, and then turn you over. Yes! Place it in here.
It's okay? Okay. All right. I'm going to give you guys, I think, another round.
The right time. Yes. Yes.
Okay. If Mario ends up with a closed guard like that, oh no. When Mario ends up in a closed guard, here's how you get out. Double Chang Dai jam with a wooden dummy form. Like this. Like this. And then you can go into your. Alright, I think we should do a mount defense. We haven't done any mount defense. Well, we did mounted more maybe, but I think we should do a mount defense. So let's do that. Let's do a mount defense. Mark?
Yeah.
I need the mats. I think this might be one of the last techniques we can do in this seminar. I'm going to get a bottle. Mark is mounted up top of me, punching. So it's a dangerous situation for me, right? Pretty dangerous situation. So when Mark is punching on the top of me, one thing you have to understand is his weight is forward. So you could even punch the floor next to my head, right? His weight is forward. So when your opponent's weight is forward, what you can do, keep punching, and throw him off like this. So what I do, slowly first, is I bring my knees like this. No. Yes. No, right? Yes. My knees so that they're underneath his butt. I don't want there to be a gap here. I want this to be closed behind his butt. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my hip and push with my knee. Like that. Now what I'm going to do at the same time as I do that, my hands are going to do like this. This is a new one for you, Mario. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to lift my hip and my knee, and I'm going to do double Chun that chin at the same time. Good. The double Chun that chin. Wooden dummy form? Right? This move is what I'm going to use. Now, without Mark, this is what I'm doing. Yi Ji Kim Young Ma. Sulu Tao position, right? Yi Ji. Then I go hip, knee, Chun. It goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it.